I ordered a Prinsu 7/8 rack for 5th gen 4Runner during a Black Friday sale, and it has arrived, the dual panel. I bought it for the convenience, so I don't have to make my own mounts and stuff. I could just use this to mount anything. And I bought two. I want to set up a chair, or I want to walk up on my roof. That replaces the OEM, and it is all powder coated, good quality. And this is the 7/8 wind reflector, but it is a lot smaller than the full rack. That's why there's no cutouts for the light. There's some mounting kits. Hopefully everything is there. And it says, so there's, okay, it's all labeled. And I bought this light bracket mounting kit. That's $20. And they said this is universal to be used with the rigid industry. And I think this is the awning mount that I bought. Okay, so those are crossbars. I think the aluminum one is the front one. Hopefully I can install this easily. Hey guys, to remove the front cover, just put a rag under it and pop it up, and it will just pop up. Okay, so I unbolted the other three sides. I'm just doing this. It's pretty easy. So I removed the rack, pre-drilled holes, and then there's a weather stripping. And then again, there's holes. I guess if I got a full bar, then no drill bar will go down there. But then I just got a 7/8 mount. So I prepped and I cleaned everything, organized it how I kind of want it. And these ones have the grooves now. Don't install it backwards, because the rear doesn't have it, but then the front has it. So these are torque screws. Just in case, I brought Loctite. It comes with a little spring washer. Then you put a washer. Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I put the rear backing lug that is flat, so you insert it, but put it in this way because it's easier to screw than this way. Okay, so again, these are shorter screws. These are Phillips. So then what I'm doing to line up is I'm moving it where it meets the hole. Okay, so I put the first part in. You just screw it lightly, and then now I'm trying to line these up. Okay, so I put the fairing, or the wind deflector. I decided to put it right here, the second one, so I can put a light bracket on the side, so rigid industry can sit on top of this. So I'll show you a little bit later, but that's where it's gonna go. And then because I have two load panels, that you have to kind of space it out because of the distance. The load panel has to be here. That means load panel has to be here. I think Rotopacks can go on to an actual rail, so I don't need to mount it on a load panel. But I just got the load panel because so I can just stand on it or whatever, You slide them in right in here. On each grooves, the shorter one goes on top. So then basically this slides into the side rail, so it doesn't move around. So far, I finished this much. I didn't tighten all the screws, but it is on. This is how I like it. So basically, these are for the rigid industry lights. So since there's no little grooves, you gotta take this out to put it in, and then re-screw it on. So then I put two load panels, Max Tracks, and then Rotopacks mount. So for the Rotopacks, I'm gonna use the reverse screws here, here, and here. So there's three separate holes, or the bars that can withhold that weight, because once I fill up with fuel, it'll be a lot heavier than the Max Trax. So I want at least 3 bars to hold that weight. And then for Max Trax, there's only, it's not that heavy. So it's just gonna use 2 load bars, which is using 4 crossbars. So that's the benefit of using load panels, because you can distribute the weight decently. One problem I found using a load panel. This load panel is lower than the actual crossbars, that once I put 2 Max Trax, it doesn't turn. So this is too low. So now I have to put some kind of a little cushion underneath to raise the mounting pins a little bit higher, so then it flushes with the actual crossbars. I don't think you can pick this up by yourself. It's pretty heavy. I don't know if my wife's gonna help me or not. All right, guys, so it's been like an hour. So that's the Rigid Industry Midnight Edition 30-inch light bar, low profile. I spray painted that mount to black, and now I have to just adjust the angle and the wiring. I'll mount these awnings straight in like this. You just tighten it on the side with the reverse screws, and then you mount the awning mounts. Like I have these for the equipped one hard case. And the real question is now, I have to put this up over there, but this thing is really heavy, so I don't know if I can do it by myself or ask for assistance. I'll be back. Okay, so I asked my wife to help. So then what you have to do, if you don't have a friend right there to install or assist you with the install, just wrap it with a foam, right? All those 4 legs that comes down, and then from the rear, push it up, clear the antenna, and then just push it through. Just push it through, and then it will just slide in. Completed the rear, because the rear was easier, because this side has load panels. So I just propped the front and then applied the silicone so it doesn't leak. And I'm gonna, so you have to put the spring washer and a wide washer into this hole. Okay, it fits. Load plates that I cannot tighten it from the top, so I have to tighten it from the side, so it'll be a little bit more difficult on this one. It's okay. I have completed installing Prinsu 7/8 roof rack on a 5th generation 4Runner. So here's the overall look. And that is the Ridge Industry Midnight Edition 30-inch. And also next to it, those are the strobes that I installed. So it looks like that. And that's the side profile. So I got this rack instead of keeping my original the roof rack from Toyota because I wanted to install the LED light bars, and with the stock system it was very hard for me to do, but I didn't want to have this all the way to the front because I didn't want to drill the hole, and also I don't want to have it so up front that it will create wind noise. This basically has zero wind noise. I don't hear anything. And you know, I think Prinsu updated their design, so this is very low profile. I'll do the dimensions on another video, but if you look at the other Prinsu rack, this is much thicker. And I've got two plates, so I can mount max tracks, and maybe I will mount some other things on there. And those are all from Prinsu, so it's actual accessories to mount the awning. And I've got the original max tracks pins. I don't know, you guys can see it, but so this is the little security measures I did. I had to move this and I put it vertically, and then I mounted it that way so it's a little above but behind the wind deflector. And I moved the wind deflector up because the middle portion was pressed against the roof of the 4Runner, basically indenting it. So I had to move this up. And I painted this black with my spray paint. It came with the brushed aluminum color. I don't know why, but they did that. And this is the midnight version of the Ridge Industry 30-inch. And this is basically the both strobes. It's very thin, so I made little makeshift mount system for that. And this is the distance between front of where the windshield starts, right here, to the back of or front of the roof rack. And it's good because you can still use the light, and from far it looks good. That's the front. You know, I got the strobes because you know, when you go off-roading, sometimes you need strobes to let the ATVs and motorcycle riders to know that you're there. So that's the awning mount. There's the Prinsu logo, and I put a single bar that'll go across. So there's a notch for 2, but if I have done that, it's not gonna clear the shark fin. It's gonna touch it. So hopefully my next video will be a Gobi rack. Hopefully it doesn't touch this, but I can just remove that basically. So that's the overall look. And I'll show you the more extensive video regarding the Ridge Industry Midnight Edition 30-inch with the wires and all the switches that I have. And the height is about that from the car. Pretty low profile. Actually, it's very low. It's a good looking vehicle with a roof rack. I'll post a dimension of this roof rack, so just stay tuned. And thank you for viewing, and soon I'll post more videos. Thank you again.